we're ready for the experience. We've played in massive arenas with sold-out crowds, so we're just going to be out there ready to go. And like we said, just go out there, have fun.
What do you know about Kentucky?
I mean, obviously, tremendous guard play. We're going to try to keep them off the glass, but at the end of the day, we just got to run them off the three-point line. They got shooting the best three-point percentage in the country. We think we shoot it better than they do, but I mean they're going to light it up if we don't guard the three-point line. So we just got to go out there and force them to take tough twos.
They've struggled a little bit defensively all year. What have you guys kind of seen when looking at that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they do a really good job protecting the rim, and we watched some film on that and with their size how that goes. But we think if we execute our actions crisp, set good screens, and use the shot clock, that we'll be able to get good looks, and I think that's how we got to compete in the game.
What's this experience been like for the team so far?
It's been awesome. We were able to go to Pitt to get some shots up this morning, get a good practice in, and it's cool, obviously, to go to different facilities and see what other schools are dealing with, so that's always fun. And then, obviously, just this whole experience of even just getting asked questions like this, it's fun. It's not something that happens all the time for us at Oakland, so being on this stage, we just want to make it last as long as possible, and hopefully we can get to another game.
Yeah, your coach talked about liking this matchup for you all in particular. What do you like about this matchup against the Wildcats?
I think he was just excited for us to go against a name like Kentucky, the blue blood, play against Coach Cal, NBA level guys, and just stuff like that. I don't think he was necessarily talking about like the specific play styles. I mean, I think we have a good shot, but I think it's more just being able to play on CBS, prime time, all that good stuff. Like that's just how you want to play basketball is on those stages.
You guys, you in particular, are known as the sharpshooter of the tournament. Is it cool seeing your name atop all the lists of volume shooters in the tournament?
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Something I've worked for years, get all those shots up, and it's been a good fit here with Coach Campy. He always has someone like that on his team, so just trying to go out there and perform. And like I said, the goal is to win a couple games and make that journey last a little longer. So that's the plan.
How confident are you as a shooter?
I mean, if I caught it at half court and I was open, I feel like I can put it up. Obviously, I have faith in my teammates and going to get them the ball as well. But I think they know. That I'll put it up from anywhere. And yeah, I mean, just Coach Campy and my teammates, they give me the ultimate confidence, the ultimate green light, and then I can just go out there and play free.
Cal talked about you in particular, saying that he watched you on film pulling up from half court, and I think his exact quote was like, "You take shots, are like, what the hell?" And is it cool having a coach of his magnitude talking about you like that?
Yeah, it's definitely cool, and it's cool, but it's something that I'm hoping that he's talking after the game, like, dang, we didn't cover him well enough. So that's my plan.
Are you allergic to being inside the arc?
I try to tell my teammates when I was playing Division II, I actually shot some twos, but none of them believe me. But it's happened before, but maybe not tomorrow.
Jack, how do you feel like you guys match up against them? I think your head coach said he feels like this is a good matchup for you guys.
Yeah, it's like I was saying. I think it's a good matchup. It's an exciting matchup in terms of like the program that we're going up against. But with our style of defense, I think we can kind of confuse them a little bit, and it's not something that anyone in the country sees unless they play against us. So obviously they have tremendous players, and they're going to be able to break it down at points. But we're just going to try to force them into shots they don't usually take, and hopefully make them use that shot clock because they like to play at such a fast pace.
What makes your all's defense so effective?
Just how it morphs into different things. Like you can see the Kentucky media looking at it and saying, "Hey, it's a 2-3, it's a 1-3-1." Like no one really knows unless you actually learn the intricacies of it. And there's definitely ways that you can exploit it, but we're hoping that they're not able to figure that out after a couple of days of prep.
What would it mean for this program to be able to get a win against Kentucky on this stage?
Oh man, it'd be tremendous. Like Coach Campy said, blue blood of all blue bloods, and for our university and our program and us 15 guys especially, I mean, it would be huge. It means so much to your basketball career going forward as well, just to have that exposure and have people see the stuff you can do out there on the court. So it's our ultimate goal, and I think we can make it happen.
For a lot of people who might be watching Oakland basketball for the first time this weekend, what do you hope they leave the game thinking about this program?
I think they're going to see how connected we are as a team. We play 1 through 15 all together. We're all rooting each other on. It doesn't matter if Trey scores 38 in the championship game or if Chris has 20. It doesn't matter who does it. We're just excited to go out there, play for each other, and trust each other, and I think everyone's going to see that.
Does it, when you see 2 years ago, a St. Peter's makes a run, does that give you guys, hey, we could do this? You guys obviously already believe in yourselves to make it to this point.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you always see the Cinderella stories, and it's super exciting. And I mean, if you can make that type of run and make your career last just a little bit longer, that's the ultimate goal. But I think, like you said, with the guys in this locker room, I think we have confidence that we're not even necessarily a Cinderella. Obviously, we're the underdog against Kentucky, but I think if we win a couple games, it's not going to be surprising to us.
Please don't.
Awesome. What's it like being here? What's it been the experience so far for this team?
Really cool. I think, for most of the guys here, this is our first time being in March Madness. So I think that just the experience and every little part of it, we don't take for granted. We really appreciate. So
What'd you think when you saw Kentucky pop up?
it's cool. I mean, that you grow up, you watch teams like this all the time. You obviously watch the tournament all the time. So to kind of get an opportunity like this is definitely like a childhood dream, I'd say, for all of us. So
One of those things. I mean, you got to beat everybody out there. I mean, it's one game tournament, right? You got to win the next one, and so I mean, you might as well take on a team like Kentucky, right?
exactly. I mean, like Jack had said, for our program, this is huge. Kentucky is obviously one of the biggest programs in the country. And if we go out there and play our best game, everyone will leave knowing who we are. So that's huge.
Coach talked about the matchup in particular. What do you like about the individual matchup with Kentucky?
I think, obviously they're a great team. They have a lot of talent. They're a younger team overall. We're an older team overall. So I think some of that experience may help us, especially in crunch time, if we're able to keep it close. I think we've been in a lot of close games, so we kind of know what to do in those situations. So
What can you say about Jack's shooting?
I want to make a joke, but I'm going to say he's the best shooter I've ever played with, for sure. I mean, some of the shots he makes, I've never seen before. I work out with him almost every day, and it's definitely not an accident that he does this stuff. He works on it every single day. So
Do you remember a time where he took it two?
I do. Some went in, some were blocked, but overall, I do recall. He can do it. He can do it. I know he
Are
can.
they just inside the line, or are they like?
They're layups. He'll get to the basket every now and then, but every now and then, very rare.
But I
But
think the guys we have at each of those positions
Yep.
make the zone work.
What can you say about just the Kentucky guards and what how electric they are at times?
they're extremely talented. I mean, especially most of them are younger. Obviously, they have Reeves, who's older, but all of them are shooting such a high percentage from the three-point line, which just shows their work ethic. So they're not to be taken lightly, for sure.
Appreciate you, man.
Where you should see his play sheet, there's 90-plus plays on there. So at this short amount of time to prepare for a team like us, you're only going to be able to know a handful of plays. So we'll just be able to keep sucking through stuff and, run those plays and exploit some defensive problems that they may have.
Coach Cal and Coach Campy go back a long time. What did your coach tell you about Coach Cal?
The biggest thing that we got was just during our selection show was he just said they were good friends. They learn a lot from each other, give each other advice, talk every now and then, but didn't get too much into it. We want to just focus on playing the game, but that is one of his closest friends, so it was cool to hear.
Yeah, Cal told us on Selection Sunday he watched your game in the conference tournament and was cheering you guys on because he was friends with Campy. And now, of course, he'll have to go against you guys. To know that he's studied your film and everything, what's it like going up against a coach of that caliber?
It's just not even the coach of the caliber, just the whole program itself. It's such a special thing, being in March Madness at all is a special thing, but let alone playing school like Kentucky, I want to make sure I appreciate every single moment of it, make sure all my guys do, because, not everyone gets to play at this stage or play against a team like that. So it'll be fun. I know we're excited and ready.
You guys obviously already have belief, but to see a St. Peter's knock them out 2 years ago, does that even give you more of like, hey, this can be done?
I think at this time of the year, I've never count out any upset of any level. It's March. This is when it's win or go home. So everyone's playing at the max capabilities that they can. And like I said, we're a tough team to prep for. This group of guys love each other so much. We know that if we work harder than anyone, we can, get as far as we want. That's how we got here. So we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. And, we're going to go out there and try our best.
Do you remember any of Jack's two-pointers?
I remember one in the Cayman Islands where he didn't even really want to shoot it, and he got it goaltended, so it didn't even go in, but it counted as an attempt for him. So I know he wasn't too happy about that, but there aren't very many of them.
So what you're saying is he hasn't even had a two-pointer in the country.
He's had a couple. He's telling us if he gets an opportunity, he'd throw it on a dunk. Jack can dunk it pretty well. I'll give him that. So he said if he gets a fast breaker, gets an opportunity, he'll try to throw one down for you guys. So just remember that.
Have you ever seen a shooter of that caliber?
I've had a guy like Blake around on my team for a long time, and Blake's such a special player and such a special shooter. I think they do different things at such an elite level. Blake, puts the ball on the floor a little bit more, but the confidence that Jack has just to come to this level and shoot off of screens at that speed, it's such a special thing to see, and I think they make each other better. They make guys like DQ and everyone else who shoots threes more confident just seeing them do it. So it's been great having a guy like him around.
This is a place you wanted to play. Your dad, right, played there. Well, was it for Campy as well?
Yeah, he played for Campy, yep.
How crazy is that?
It's a crazy thing. I've been, around my whole life going to camps for as long as I can remember. I was at their 2 tournament games in 2010 and 2011 when I was 8 and 9. So to be a part of this whole thing as a player, all I wanted to just be was a part of the university and wear the uniform and help out whenever I could. And to think that, it's taken on a life of, itself this way, I couldn't have scripted any better. So I'm just so happy.
Kentucky's got its own in Reed Shepherd, whose mother and father played at UK. So, what does it mean to you to follow in your father's footsteps and to do that?
It's a special thing. It was never a thing where they were kind of, forcing me to come here. They wanted me to do whatever made me happy, and I just so happened to want to be like my dad and play here. And, they wanted me to just, write my own story. I didn't want to be known as just the kid whose parents played here, so I'm happy that, it's gone the way it has. And, I'm happy the journey's not over, but, I hope that, I've had a good legacy at this school, and I'm just pleased with everything that's happened so far.
What about Reed? Have you watched his game any? Looking over some film and stuff like that?
Yeah, obviously we've been scouting him for, the past couple of days, but I've obviously watched throughout the season a bunch of Kentucky games. They're a great team, very fun team to watch, and he's a great player. It's amazing what he's done coming in as a true freshman at the, the highest level of basketball. So I have the utmost respect for him, and it's going to be such a fun time playing against a guy of that caliber.
Coach talked about the post play with Kentucky and how there might be a matchup advantage for you guys there. Is that something that you notice in particular, and how do you look forward to kind of taking advantage of that?
I think Campy just prepares us for any sort of defense we're going to see. I think that's a great thing. As I said before, what's kept him around so long is how he's able to prepare and adapt to any team he sees. So we're just going to go in, see what they give us defensively, and